interference in our elections. I think this is a minor problem, it's barely worth talking about. Some of the things that you can find on the internet relating to child pornography, terrorism, international criminal activity make what we're talking about pale. Yet we've done nothing about those other 3 or 4 or 5 things. In part because we don't talk about it. It only, every now and then something will blip up. But if you want to get a sense sometime of how bad these things are, just sit down in front of your computer and put in a few keywords relating to terrorism, child pornography, or something like that. It really is appalling. And the same companies that Fenn is talking about have been saying now for a decade, if not longer, we're going to do something about this. And I think he's right when he argues about the business model, but on the other hand, it's easier said than done. Because the instant some of these things appear on the internet, somebody picks them up and they get redirected. And it just goes on and on and on. So I would argue that as a civilization, if I can put it that way, we have a much more serious problem than just worrying about whether or not the Chinese are going to try and effectively influence the outcome of 2 constituencies in British Columbia, and more generally try and make us unhappy with one another. So again, I'm not trying to be unduly negative, but we have a real problem with what we're going to do with the World Wide Web. It is beneficial in ways that we can't even begin to count, but there's some really downsides to it. And how we do it, as Fenn was saying a minute ago, without beginning to resemble the Russians and the Chinese, I don't know. If I had the solution to this, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be on a luxury yacht in the Mediterranean. Because I don't think it's obvious how we're going to do it, except talking about it as much as we possibly can and coming up with smaller solutions.
So what if we can't figure it out? We've seen in other countries,